Welcome back, everybody, to the Tennessee Titans franchise here on Madden 23. Today, the Titans head out to Bank of America Stadium as they are set to face off against the struggling 1-3 Carolina Panthers. The Titans are coming off a wild game a week ago. If you didn't watch it, I'll leave the card at the top right of your screen so you can check it out. Because, boy, that game was crazy against the Indianapolis Colts at home in the rain. But we ultimately ended up winning 42-35. Putting us at a record of 2-2 in what has been a wild start to the season so far. We've certainly been up and down here through the first few weeks, but I think this win against the Colts will hopefully give us some momentum here going forward, especially an emotional win like that, and coming off a loss last week against the Cardinals, which can also be described as an emotional, heartbreaking game because of, obviously, the kick return right at the end by Arizona. Despite the weather, the offense played really well. Romeo Colucci did his thing. We ran the ball well, and hopefully we can keep it going here into Week 5 against the Carolina Panthers. But before we do that, we've got our first prospect profile of the season as we'll be taking a look at the quarterbacks in this year's draft class. Now, I don't think it's likely we will be picking a quarterback this year because obviously we used a bunch of assets to move up to the number 5 selection to pick Romeo Colucci out of Oklahoma. And we also drafted Bryson Byrne in the 4th round a couple years ago. So I don't even think we would use a late round pick on a quarterback. So we're not going to go in depth into as many players as we normally would, but I do want to highlight some notable names here nonetheless. One of the main reasons why I wanted to go after Romeo Colucci was because I knew this quarterback class was going to be a weaker one. Now, there could be players who rise up the draft board throughout the season, but for now, there are no clear top guys at the top of the draft. So we'll start with Jay Jordan out of Michigan State. He is currently the favorite to be the top quarterback off the board, but he is only a fringe first rounder because, again, it is not a very strong class at the position. Jordan is 6'4", 221 pounds. He's a solid all-around pocket passer. Pretty good arm, pretty good accuracy. He was very solid last year, albeit in a pass-friendly playbook with the top receiver in last year's draft class. So we need to see him continue to be able to produce. He's only played 2 games this year. He got injured in one of them. But I want to see him continue to do what he did last season as a passer. Continue to be one of the best pocket passers in the country, continue to show off great accuracy and solid arm strength. He's not a bad athlete, he's not a bad runner, but he's not necessarily explosive making plays outside the pocket. While he is currently the top projected quarterback in this class, that could very well change. Yahya Marshall from Texas Tech and Levine Adamson from Kentucky are both similar prospects. They're both solid pocket passers as well. Roddy Jolly and DeAndre Jones here in the mid-rounds are especially interesting. Let's take a look at Roddy Jolly here out of Tennessee. 6'7", 240 pounds. The kid is built like a linebacker. He's a total freak athlete who's got a lot of work to do, but the talent and upside is there. He's got a rocket arm. He's really fast. He's really explosive. He's been a backup for Tennessee these last few seasons and has finally gotten an opportunity to be the starter. So the ceiling with him is potentially the top quarterback off the board if he plays well enough this year. The floor would be a position change. If he doesn't produce well at the quarterback position, I still think he is an NFL caliber athlete, but maybe as a wide receiver, a tight end, or a linebacker. So the floor and ceiling with him are really, really high, and we're going to have to see how he plays through the rest of the season. But through the first couple of games, he's looked pretty solid, and if he can continue to keep it up, not only will he be able to stay at quarterback, but he could be one of the higher drafted ones off the board. And then DeAndre Jones from Virginia Tech is similar, but he has multiple years of starting experience. Then we get to Marquise Harris and Rufus Motley, and I feel like these two guys kind of go together because they have both been with Cal over the last few years. Rufus Motley has been the starter since his sophomore season. Last year as a junior, he got injured. Marquise Harris comes in, and he dominates. Harris was so good over the last 8 games last season with Cal that he got to keep the starting job, leading to Rufus Motley transferring to Georgia. Marquise Harris is an interesting player because he's got incredible accuracy, incredible poise from the pocket. He knows how to go through his progressions. The problem is he doesn't have an athletic bone in his body. He's not a good runner. He doesn't have an outstanding arm, so that really limits the ceiling. However, I still think he can be a productive NFL quarterback he just is not a physical freak who will ever become a star. But since he became the starter last year at Cal, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. An incredible touchdown-to-interception ratio, really high completion percentage. He does not miss throws. He does not put the ball in harm's way. He's one of the most pro-ready quarterbacks in the draft, and he's one of the few guys in this class who I would be comfortable with starting as a rookie. Again, he is not a good athlete at all. He's not the type of guy who you want to get out of the pocket. You need to make sure you have a good offensive line with him to make sure that he doesn't have to scramble a whole lot. And if that's the case, he can make every throw needed. He knows how to thread tight windows, and obviously the accuracy is great. Rufus Motley, now from Georgia, is the total opposite as a player. He is more of a runner at the quarterback position, and with Cal and now Georgia, he's been one of the best running quarterbacks in the country. He's got a pretty strong arm, but the problem is his accuracy and consistency has always been bad since his sophomore season. Here are his Cal numbers: 32 touchdowns, which is only one more than Marquise Harris, to 28 interceptions. And then this year at Georgia, he has not thrown for over 50% completion percentage through the team's first 3 games, but as a runner, he's been really dynamic. I need to see him be more consistent as a passer, but I think teams will like the physical upside. I will say I am a little bit discouraged that his accuracy really hasn't improved at all. I would have hoped it has been at this point, but that hasn't really been the case. So I feel like Motley's kind of the dart throw here, probably early day 3, and you're hoping that you can try to coach that into him. Hopefully his accuracy will continue to improve this year at Georgia, because it really hasn't since he made his first starts at Cal. There are some other interesting names here to watch out for in day 3. Skipper Lansdale, 4-year starter at Boise State. Prince Parks and Cedric Chapman, 2 physically talented quarterbacks who haven't been able to put it together yet. Derek Watson, Jayshon Tatum, and Jamarlin Griffin all have big, strong arms. And then here are some of the undrafted players. I think Baz Boyd from Notre Dame could be the name to watch from this group if he also can improve his accuracy as a passer. So that's the quarterback class. Certainly not the best group compared to what we've seen, but maybe we're going to see some guys rise up the board throughout the year. Let's take a look at our opponent here, the Carolina Panthers, who are 1-3. Common theme here. Look how many points they've allowed. 28, 45, 37, 31. Their defense is not good. Their offense is quite solid. They have a very interesting quarterback room led by Baker Mayfield, who is a free agent at the end of the season. And because of that, they drafted Aaron Katchakin out of Georgia in the first round this year. Not to mention, they have Matt Corral and Luca Franco. But for right now, Baker Mayfield is still the starter. And through the first 4 games of the year, he's been fine. Though I will point out, his passer rating each game has gone down. So hopefully that trend can continue. They've got some pretty solid skill position players, obviously led by Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. The receiving core is a little bit suspect, however, especially with Reuben Morton Sr., the 3rd-year pro out of Missouri, currently injured. They've got some good players on defense, specifically Brian Burns, but he is also injured and will be unavailable today. So Carolina's a little bit banged up. They've lost 3 in a row. Their defense has been a train wreck. So on paper, this is a game that we should be able to win. But this is the National Football League. Anything can happen. And remember, this Carolina team was arguably one of, if not the best teams in football just a season ago. So they have that winning mentality and culture in them. They just haven't been able to do it here through the first 4 weeks in the season. And they are going to be hungry to get back on the win column here today. So we'll see if the Titans can get back over 500 or if the Carolina Panthers can steal this one away from Tennessee. The Panthers open up with the ball. Baker sends it downfield, and it's caught by Chenault, who was under a ton of pressure by Hendrickson. Really good coverage there by Cardell Simpson, but just a ridiculous throw and catch by the Carolina Panthers. 2nd and 6 now from the 43. Baker looks to throw it up the middle. Nice throw back to Chenault, who is upended by Kevin Byard, but not before getting it to the 26-yard line for a first down. 2nd and 4 now for Carolina from the 21. They're moving the ball down the field quite quickly so far, as it's a handoff to the right side for Christian McCaffrey, weaving his way through defenders, wrapped up at the 6 by Juan Thornhill. No problems on this opening drive for Carolina as they look to punch it in here on 3rd and goal from the 2. We'll see if they can do it. Mayfield drops back to throw it, goes short, and it is caught for a touchdown by the big tight end, Tommy Tremble. So Carolina marches down the field, they score, and that will bring out the Titans. This is a handoff to Elijah Bryant. Look at him go with plenty of rushing room ahead as he's tripped up by J.C. Horn. If Horn doesn't get him there by the back of the shoes, that could have been a touchdown, but still a great run for Bryant as he gets nearly 30. 3rd and 10 now for the Titans. Romeo Coloci drops back to throw it, looks for Pitts, and it is broken up. Romeo goes 0 for 3 after the nice run by Bryant, and the Titans will have to punt it away. So Carolina gets it back. Pretty good opening start here to the first quarter for Carolina. Is on 1st down. Here's Baker Mayfield under pressure, and he is sacked. Devontae Turner Jr., the second-year pro out of Purdue, in the backfield with a sack. Trey Hendrickson sending pressure there as well. 3rd and 7 now. Mayfield under pressure again. Loses the football, and it's picked up by the Titans. Alexander Ekwueme with the recovery. And that was who else but Harold Landry with the strip sack. No review. The Titans will get the ball basically on the goal line. As on 2nd and goal, it's Kyle Pitts who scores the touchdown. And the Titans are on the board, taking advantage of their obscenely good field position from the turnover by Harold Landry and Alexander Ekwueme, as it's now 7-7. So the Titans with a massive momentum booster off the turnover. We'll see what Carolina can do. Whoa! Nice little move by Christian McCaffrey. Wrapped up after a gain of 30 by Caleb Farley. Christian McCaffrey is dangerous when he has the ball in his hands. He has been one of the most dynamic running backs in the NFL for quite some time as he gets lit up by Azeez Ojulari for a loss of a yard. Nice play there by Ojulari as it's now 3rd and 4. Baker Mayfield looks to throw it. He has time, goes short. Caught by McCaffrey with a nice spin move, looking to break the tackle as he gets into the 31. Mayfield 7 for 7, 77 yards and a touchdown. A lot of 7s. This game also happens to be tied at 7. Is 7 the best number or something? There's Nehemiah Dalton Jr., the second-year pro out of Middle Tennessee State with a nice 1st down. And that'll wrap up the quarter, 7-7. The Panthers dominating time of possession so far. Their offense has been really good, minus the turnover. Is on 3rd down. Mayfield throws it into the back of the end zone, incomplete. His first incompletion of the entire game. He was 10 for 10 in that first quarter. So Carolina will look to kick the field goal. It is up and good from 28 yards out, and it is now 10-7. So the Panthers get their lead back. We'll see what the Titans can do. Romeo Coloci goes up the middle. It's caught by Quinn Crew. He'll get it to the 49-yard line for a solid gain. Nice play after the catch, as the Titans are continuing to move it down the field. On 1st down now, Traylon Burks in motion, back from injury. He got hurt back in week 1, looking to make an impact, but he loses the football, and it's picked up by J.C. Horn. So Carolina forces the turnover. I'm not sure if that was a fumble, though. We're going to have to take a look at the replay here to see if Burks was down. We're going to get a better look than that, don't worry. So right here, J.C. Horn tried to punch it out. It was kind of hard to tell. I don't think we're going to get a good angle, but the booth would not review it. So it will be a fumble, and Carolina will get it back. I think it would have been too close to overturn anyway. 3rd and 2, there's Chenault to the 17. Baker Mayfield is dotting the Titans up, 13 of 14. He is cooking. From the 17, handoff for Christian McCaffrey up the middle, and he will get it to the 3. Nice run for CMC as the Panthers look to make it a 2-score lead. 1st and goal, under 4 to go in the half. Mayfield drops back to throw it under pressure, and his pass is caught for a touchdown. Nehemiah Dalton with the score, and it is now 17-7. So the Titans trail by 10, looking to respond late here in the first half. On 2nd down, Coloci under pressure, and he is sacked by Frankie Luvu. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning now. The Titans really don't want to get stopped here with their defense obviously not performing well today. Coloci on 3rd down has Pickens wide open, and he misfires. Can't be missing that throw. Carolina gets it back. It's a screen for McCaffrey, who breaks a tackle, jukes away from another defender, and another, and another! Look at McCaffrey go! He missed like 6 tackles there before being wrapped up out of bounds. Wow, what a play. Following play, they're going to look for another screen back to McCaffrey, and the Titans were prepared. R.J. Robinson, the second-year pro at Virginia Tech, continuing to be a breakout star on this defense as he makes another play. On 2nd down, it's another screen for McCaffrey as he gets a 1st and more, spinning his way out of bounds to the 46. Wrapped up by the rookie out of Georgia, Amani Ward, who had a big pick 6 a week ago for the Titans. Christian McCaffrey is cooking right now. They keep getting him the ball, and it keeps working. On that play, Nehemiah Dalton Jr. is left wide open as he stumbles forward to the 14. The Titans' defense just looks lost right now. Baker Mayfield is carving them up like Thanksgiving turkey. Gobble, gobble. 2nd and 10 now. It's a wheel route for Christian McCaffrey, who makes his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Carolina Panthers are up by 3 possessions here in the first half. The Titans' defense has not been good. Their offense really has not been able to get into much of the rhythm either. As Colochi gets it over to Quinn Crew, he'll bring you to the 45. Titans calling their timeouts here. We'll see if they can score before the end of the half. Now with about 30 seconds left, Colochi under pressure. Has an open man. It's Hot Rod Pryor. Really nice throw and catch. Colochi under pressure. He was able to take his time, find the open receiver, and Pryor gets out of bounds, which stops the clock. 2nd and 10 now. It's going to go up the middle for Derrick Henry. The Titans know they're going to have to call a timeout here, but they wanted to get as many yards as they could, and it pays off as they gain 21. So the Titans could kick a field goal now, but they're going to try to take maybe a shot or two for the end zone before that. Colochi goes deep, and it is caught in the back of the end zone by Treylon Burks. His first touchdown of the season. And the Titans will make it back to a 2-score game if it stands. We got to see if he got the feet in bounds. That was a good read by Colochi. Neither of the Panthers' defensive backs were able to get to him quick enough. And as you can see, it looks like he drags both of them in. So it will be a touchdown. A good ending to a not-so-good first half for the Tennessee Titans, who currently trail 24-14 here against the Carolina Panthers. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league. We'll start in H-Town. The Chargers beat the Texans earlier today. Austin Eckler scored 3 touchdowns to lead Los Angeles to the victory as fantasy owners rejoice for Eckler and the Chargers. High-scoring game. They win at 35-28. They are now 4-1. Justin Herbert playing very well, too. While the Texans dropped to 1-4 despite a pretty good game from Kane Sanders, minus the interceptions. He had one of his better games as a Houston Texan. It's mostly been the Justin Tucker show so far in Las Vegas, but today has been about the ground game. Josh Jacobs has 3 touchdowns here in the first half as the Raiders lead the Broncos 21-7. Justin Tucker, the number 1 draft pick out of Duke, has gotten off to a great start this season, and we could be looking at a really exciting Rookie of the Year race between Tucker and Romeo Colochi. And finally, in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, the Jaguars got a big win today over the Kansas City Chiefs. Trevor Lawrence threw for 3 touchdowns, including this beautiful throw to Bryce Berry III in the back of the end zone. Alvin Kamara played well too as Jacksonville wins 42-30. Both teams now 3-2 on this season. So as we look to adjust here for the second half, I think most of the issues have been defensively. We have gotten dotted up by Baker Mayfield. The Panthers are dominating time of possession. They're just marching it down our throats. On offense, we haven't been bad, but we haven't been good either. We need to try to run the ball more because we were running the ball pretty well when we had an opportunity. The problem is we haven't really been able to build up a consistent groove on the ground, whereas Carolina, on the other hand, has not only built a groove with Christian McCaffrey, but obviously Baker Mayfield has been fantastic up to this point for the Panthers. We've got to figure out a way to stop him because if not, well, we are in trouble. I've been very complimentary of our secondary over the past couple of seasons, but today they have gotten torched. So the Titans will open up with the ball here in the second half as Elijah Bryant gets things started with a nice run. Bryant only got the ball twice in the first half. That's unacceptable. He needs to get the ball more because he is a dynamic playmaker. Colochi looking to run out of the sack on first down, and he's unable to. Derek Barnes into the backfield, bringing him down for a loss of 13. 3rd and 21 now. Colochi looks for Pitts, and it is broken up and complete by Jeremy Chin. Not a good start to the second half for the offense as they will have to punt it, and Carolina will get the football here. They were incredible offensively in the first half, looking to keep it going as Mayfield goes short, caught by Tommy Tremble, and he will get the first down. Good job by Baker Mayfield, did not panic. He went to his second read, and it pays off. So the Panthers now have it just shy of midfield as Mayfield goes up the middle. This time it is hauled in by Will Fuller, who takes a nasty hit, but he gets the first down. I'm surprised he didn't get injured on that play. 3rd and 6 now from the 33. The Panthers doing just what they did in the first half. They're marching down the field slowly but surely, tiring out this defense as Tommy Tremble makes a nice grab for a gain of around 27 yards. Mayfield has only thrown 2 incompletions so far today. That is insane. 3rd and goal now for the Panthers. Baker Mayfield under pressure. He can't find anybody open. Off his back foot, launches it for the back of the end zone, and it's caught by Will Fuller for the touchdown. It has just been that kind of day for the Titans today. So it's now 14-31. Here's a nice run up the middle by Derrick Henry, who has not played all that well so far in this game. Again, the Titans got to be able to build something on the ground, but since they're down by 3 scores, they're going to have to throw the ball a lot here over these next 10 minutes. Final play of the third quarter. Here's Romeo Coloci going to look to run with it up the middle as he slides for a gain of 12. Got to see him run the ball more as well. That was his first carry of the game. 31-14 your score through 3. The Titans don't look too hot. We'll see if they can really try to get things going here in the fourth quarter, down by 3 scores. 2nd and 10. Coloci looks for Scotty Pickens. That was not a great throw, but Pickens does a good job of tracking the football, and he makes a nice play after the catch as well, bringing it to the 16-yard line. That's his first catch of the day. He needs to be getting the ball board too. Again, the Titans just have no rhythm right now offensively, and that's, well, a problem. 3rd and 8, here's Romeo Coloci, goes short for Henry. He couldn't really find anybody else open as it's only a gain of 1. You could make the argument that the Titans should kick the field goal here. They could make it a 2-score game, but instead they're going to go for it. They figure if they're already this close, Coloci looks up the middle and it's broken up as he tries to get it to Burks, but it is deflected away in the secondary. Carolina with another chance to potentially ice the game here is on 3rd and 6. Mayfield's pass is caught. Laviska Shenault with it for a first down as he continues to dot this defense apart. 2nd and 9 now. Handoff for Christian McCaffrey. He's also been fantastic today as he takes it to the outside for a gain of around 21 yards. Nice run by CMC. 3rd and 4 now. Sub 4 minutes left to go here. The Titans kind of need to get a stop now. Mayfield looks to throw it, and he cannot. He is sacked on the play by R.J. Robinson. So the Titans will get it back. They need a miracle. They're down by 17 points with 3.5 minutes to go. Coloci quickly up the middle for Elijah Bryant, and he fumbles the ball, and it's quickly scooped up by Carlisle Kaplan. Titans run no huddle, clearly catching Carolina off guard because they don't have many defensive backs deep, and it backfires as Hot Rod Pryor gets into the 19. What a throw by Coloci. However, on 2nd and 8, he would be intercepted by Jabril Peppers. So the momentum off of that big throw is all for naught. And I think that play right there, realistically, is the dagger. The Titans are trying to get a stop here defensively as it is a 3rd and 7 here after the 2-minute warning. Mayfield's going to look to throw it. It is caught by McCaffrey, who does not get the first down. Quickly tackled by Amani Ward as the Titans will call another timeout. They're going to keep trying, but probably all for naught. Realistically, as Coloci makes a nice run up the middle. Again, he's dynamic on the ground. Coloci ran for 1,000 yards as a junior at Oklahoma, and he was good as a senior as well on the ground as he gets it to Kyle Pitts for a gain of 26. It looks like Tennessee should be able to score here before this game ends as Coloci will take it himself for a rushing touchdown, his 3rd rushing score of the season, and it's now 31-21. With just over 30 seconds to go, the Titans are going to onside kick. If they don't get it, it is officially game over as the onside kick from Jeffrey Walker is quickly scooped up by Will Fuller, who gets hit hard by Samson Juni. And that will wrap it up. The Panthers win it 31-21. We were never and maybe we were out of the game at the end, but it was never really a blowout. But we also never really were in it. Carolina was in control from start to finish. Their offense controlled time of possession. Baker Mayfield was incredible. He had more touchdowns today than incompletions. That can't happen. Again, I've been very complimentary of our secondary over the past couple of seasons, but today they were horrible. I thought the pass rush wasn't that bad. I mean, they weren't great, but normally I think the pass rush is why our defense struggles. But today, it was the guys in the back end. Offensively, we were fine. We just never really got a rhythm. We had some good plays here and there, but we just consistently struggled to get long, sustained drives, which is what Carolina was getting all game. Baker Mayfield, again, phenomenal. The numbers speak for themselves. As for Romeo Coloci, he wasn't bad. I wouldn't say he was great. Again, we couldn't really find a rhythm, which hurt us on the ground game. Whereas for them, Christian McCaffrey got 31 touches, and he was dynamic on pretty much all 31. Again, I thought the pass rush was pretty good. The front unit was fine, although the run defense was kind of bad, but it was more so because Christian McCaffrey is just a total animal. So I can't entirely blame us there because he was electric. So an unfortunate loss there. We're back under 500, and we also have multiple new injuries as well. Sekou Bito, one of the starters on the offensive line, dislocated his hip, and Trey Hendrickson broke his ribs. But luckily, we will get Michael Pierce back next week as we take a look at the scores around the league. Here in Week 5, we've got some interesting results here. As for your players of the week, they end up going to Sidney McDonald. I would have thought it would have been Baker. Josh Allen, Jordan Fuller, who had 3 interceptions, holy moly, and DJ Reader. So that'll wrap up the episode. Next time around, I'm not sure if we're going to do one game or multiple. We're getting pretty close to the trade deadline. That is in Week 8. And with us kind of not starting the season off well, we're going to have some decisions to make. Do we look to sell at the deadline? Do we look to buy? What's the plan here for the Titans, especially if we lose this next game against Buffalo, who is 4-1, and the game is on the road? Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.